Hi, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about how to manage teenage stepchildren or stepchildren even in their early 20s who are doing nothing. They're usually described as lazy. They sit around, sometimes not even getting out of their pyjamas all day, lying around, often not going out of the house, not contributing, not doing anything, not tidying up, leaving a mess, leaving the bathroom in a disgraceful state, leaving breadcrumbs all over the kitchen, not volunteering to do any of the jobs around the house, and frankly, are just lazy. Hi, I post once a week, so subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know every time I post. Yes, when you've got stepchildren like this, they are really difficult to manage because they're not going to take it from you, the step-parent, to do anything. And yet their other parent may be quite indulgent of them. The fact of the matter is that when children become teenagers and get into their early 20s and are living at home, you're actually doing them no favours by waiting on them hand and foot, treating them as though if they were living in a hotel, and when they leave stuff all over the kitchen, having made themselves a snack, you then tidy up and pretend that it isn't a problem. All we're teaching them is how not to get on in life. They're not contributing members of the society. When they try and partner up with friends or boyfriends, girlfriends, go on, make their own lives, they're at a disadvantage. So not only are we spoiling them and letting them do all these things, but we're also giving them a disadvantage for life. But have you noticed that as the step-parent, if you were to say anything about this or want them to clear up or make a fuss or say something to their parent about it, then their parent can become quite defensive and even side with them. They're quite pleased that their almost adult children are with them. However, if as the step-parent you say your piece and create an argument, create an atmosphere that the family home isn't so comfortable to be in, then you are the one who's the outsider. You're the one who's likely to be ostracised because the parent may side with the children. So what are you to do? The best thing is to know that if you continue to just fight it out, you're going to continue to be ostracised. So that plan isn't working. The only way that you can work with the situation is to get the parent of the children to become more dissatisfied with the way their children are behaving. But currently, you're shielding them from that because you're getting into an argument with the children about what they should and shouldn't be doing when you eventually do lose your patience. And then you and your partner are fighting, so you become the object of the fight. And what you've got to do is you've got to take yourself out of the frame and let the parent of the child become dissatisfied with the way the adult children are behaving. Now, you've obviously got to pick your battles, and sometimes, when the children have just left home for the week and they've left crumbs all over the kitchen, you might as well clear that up because they're not coming back anytime soon. But if they leave the bathroom in a mess and your partner is the next one to go in and use the bathroom, don't go in and tidy it up in the in-between. Get your partner to see what the problem is and get your partner to be frustrated with the way his or her adult children are behaving. It is only when the parent becomes slightly dissatisfied with what's going on will they initiate the change, and you need the parent to initiate the change. So if you are helping the situation to remain as it is, then you are not helping the change. And then when the parent does get dissatisfied, that's when they may come and complain to you about it. And you can say to them, well, what do you want to do about it? Well, I'd like, this, that and the other to happen. Well, in that case, you can then help the parent come up with how you're going to get there. Are you going to introduce a rule? Are you going to have a chat with them? Are you going to give them extra money for doing certain things? What's the list of things that needs to be done, and exactly how is it to be done, and in what sort of time scale should it be happening in? And then you can come in and help the parent with putting in new routines for their adult children. The thing is, you can feel quite mean and disloyal to your partner in not helping them to help him or her with their children. But all I promise you is that if you continue to do what you're already doing, you are not getting change. And the only way to get change is to change your behaviour. You can't change anybody else's. So change your behaviour. Pick and choose exactly what you do when. That's completely your choice. But understand that by continuing to sort of so-called support your partner in helping him or her with their children, you are actually making a conscious choice to make things to continue to be the same way. And if you want change, it's you who've got to change. Also, be reinforced by the fact that adult stepchildren should not be sitting at home, doing nothing, treating the place like a hotel. You are doing them more of a favour if you get them to do things and participate in family life and understand how much work there is involved in living and running a house. This leaves you with the problem of managing yourself, biting your tongue while all of this is going on. And you really will need to take yourself in hand here, because actually you're doing a really good job if you do this for the family. But you've got to look after yourself while you do. So maybe that will mean planning to be out of the house more and just turning your back on things and creating your own little space inside the house somewhere. So you can, an armchair where you can sit and work and read and look at things, or a desk somewhere, or an area in the kitchen where you can do whatever it is that is your space and isn't interrupted by family life elsewhere, so that you can look after yourself while you change your behaviour. I offer workshops, sessions, email response service and booklets. If you want to see the links, I've put them in the description box below to my Instagram, Twitter, website.